Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hollow Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1998 Daihatsu Storia X4 rally car. Not to be confused with the Daihatsu Storia rally car, this is the X4 rally car, the arcade mode special. And being the arcade mode special means this is actually based on the road-going Storia X4. Of course, as you all know by now, arcade mode rally car is what this is. And these cars are exactly identical to the standard cars, they just come with some pre-built upgrades, and if you fully upgrade them, they are the same as the standard car, except they can't have stage 3 weight reduction for some reason. So this is essentially a race-modified Storia X4. And as a result, unlike the Storia rally car, it is not particularly entertaining stat-wise. 4-wheel drive, which is consistent, 198 horsepower, 774 kilos. While the Storia rally car has about 460 horsepower and weighs pretty much the same. So, yeah, this one's not going to be shooting to the top of our leaderboard with a 28.4, but you never know, maybe it will. The one disadvantage to running the rally car as opposed to the race mod is the rally car only comes in this white and red, similar to the standard rally car. Well as the race modded X4 comes in a whole multitude of colours. There's lots of them. In fact, you saw them on the CX 2-wheel drive. There's greens and yellows and purples and stuff, but no, we only have the basic red to deal with in terms of this car, which is a bit unfortunate. Anyways, this car is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition 99. That car set time of a 27.017, this car unlikely to beat that. Of course, once upon a time, the Storia rally car was the car that held the lap record around here. Actually held it for quite a while as well, from what I remember, but yeah, those days are long gone. That car set a time of 28.4. This one, well, the standard X4 set a time of a 31.429, so if this can get sort of vaguely around that time, then it wins, I guess, question mark. If it doesn't understeer into a wall like that anyway, or if I don't understeer into a wall like that. The standard car set a time of a 31.430, the 2-wheel drive set a time of a 30.998, so I'm gonna suggest, I mean, to be fair, I was sort of thinking this would be very similar to the X4 in terms of timings, but that first lap it actually did a pretty decent job with its 31.629, so who knows, maybe. Looks like a car that's very dependent on the gear shifts, because yeah, transmission on this is short and I would say sweet, but yeah, not quite. Got a bit confused with the Ghost there. That does happen sometimes. It's I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the Ghost on this track. Sometimes it's very helpful to sort of understand where you're sort of going wrong or where you were quicker on a lap, and also, I mean, it's quite useful for the sounds it emits as well, because it lets you know sort of how close behind it is, but also through certain corners when you're sort of like right on top of each other, it does make it a little bit difficult to gauge which car you are. 31.185, that's good. We got a lap time in for this one. Yeah, in case you're wondering, strangely enough, the X4s are actually slower than the standard versions, even though the X4 is actually like quite a mental vehicle. It has like a 700cc 4-cylinder with a turbocharger, whereas the standard cars basically use Toyota Yaris engines. But the upshot of it is the X4s, like fully upgraded, they're not quite as quick as the standard Storias, so it usually works out better to go with the standard Storias, and it is one of those cars as well which the 2-wheel drive version is probably worth having over the 4-wheel drive, because the 4-wheel drive, you know, at a certain point just adds weight to a vehicle, because it doesn't really need 4-wheel drive controllability, so the front-wheel drive's better. in my case, I'd recommend that the CX 2-wheel drive over the Storia X4. But either way, there we go, 31.185. That does tie it. I hate a tie. I really hate ties in this series, but it does tie it with perhaps a very unlikely vehicle, but still. Yeah. Decent to drive. I mean, it's 180 horsepower. It's not going to change the world, and it's not really going to be a difficult car to throw around. Interestingly, that Sector 2 on that first lap was the quickest. And there have actually been a decent chunk of time in there as well. Interesting. But no, we'll take that. A 31.185 puts this into 264th place. It ties with the Nissan Fairlady Z version R 2x2. Which is a car you'd never dream this would tie within a million years. Of course, when a car gets a tie, the car that set the time first gets the advantage in the leaderboard. But it does mean it is quicker than Alfa Romeo 155, worryingly, quicker than the Acura NSX, quicker than a Fairlady Z Twin Turbo, quicker than the Aston Martin DB7 Volante, and the Vauxhall Vectra SRI. So, embarrasses a lot of cars there, which is interesting. Yeah, these Storias are they're quite stoic little fighters. I mean, it's not much slower than the Dodge Neon RT, Chrysler Phaeton, MX-5 1.8 VS. Yeah, they are pretty good cars. There's no denying. It is worth mentioning though, the CX 2-wheel drive is about 0.2 quicker than this. So there you go. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.